Unlike Yeon-Myeong, who resides comfortably in a mansion with his meals prepared, the other 3 participants must work hard to feed themselves. This time, they're hunting a pack of wolves for their dinner. In the cave where they reside, Tang Yuri says, "It's a good thing the paralysis poison you prepared worked. If we keep doing this, we should be fine." "Exactly. If we keep doing this, we should be fine," Ijin replies. "Tang Yeon, your poison-making skills are impressive, and your rainstorm technique is ordinary either." Tang Yuri continues. Responding to Tang Yuri, Ijin says, "It's been about 4 months. On the first day, we were busy running away, and the first thing we encountered was a bear. We couldn't even find prey and had to eat grass roots, and we all shed tears when we finally succeeded in hunting. It was tough, but we somehow managed to find shelter." After finishing her speech, Ijin continues, "Yeon-Myeong must be living comfortably by now, right?" Hearing Yeon-Myeong's name mentioned, annoyed Tang Yeon says, "Don't even bring him up." "But I'm curious," Ijin says. "Curious my foot," Tang Yeon says with annoyed tone. "He's probably loafing around by himself. Just wait and see. That guy. Once he goes to the manor, he'll get what he deserves." She continues. "You are right," Ijin awkwardly replies, trying to calm the situation. Considering the performance he showed earlier, if he has continued to train until now, how strong must he have become? Ijin ponders. It's not long until Tang Yeon realizes and says, "Wait a minute, where did all the meat go?" Without even realizing that she made a grave mistake, Tang Yuri says, "I ate it well. Hey guys, can you move a bit? You are blocking the light." "Why are you looking at me like that?" she continued. "Are you really asking me that? You pig." Both Ijin and Mirio reply in unison. In the Gangdong Mountains 7 Locks Phantom Dome Formation stronghold, Yeon-Myeong is residing. In the training ground, Yeon-Myeong stands in the middle while being surrounded by the warriors of the Bongwi Brigade. "Start now," Tang Yeon-Jin gives the order. Quickly responding to the order, the warriors start their strike from all directions. Yeon-Myeong stands prepared, kicking the warrior who charges at him. Some warriors are down, but there are still plenty left. Dodging the attacks, Yeon-Myeong ponders inwardly. "All right, looks like it's time to test my new technique." It's a ring-like shuriken that Yeon-Myeong is holding as a weapon. He scatters his weapon while jumping in midair. Seeing what Yeon-Myeong is doing, the warriors say, "Here it comes." Yeon-Myeong's weapons fly all over the place, and the warriors couldn't predict their trajectory. "It's too random. Try to block it as best as you can," they say. But it's too late to realize when the shurikens hit the warriors one after another. Amidst the chaos, a warrior shouts, "These shurikens? They're too fast for the eyes to see." Watching the event from the side of the training ground, Tang Yeon-Jin couldn't believe his eyes and said, "This can't be." He neutralized trained members in an instant. Moreover, he controlled the power of such a wide attack to only nick everyone's skin. He continues. "Was that technique something you created?" Tang Yeon-Jin asked to Yeon-Myeong. "Yes, that's right," Yeon-Myeong replies. "It would be hard to even block it. It's an impressive technique." "May I ask the name of this technique?" Tang Yeon-Jin asks further. "I've named it the Whirling Line Frenzy Dance," Yeon-Myeong replies. "I see. Using Whirling Line Frenzy Dance must consume a lot of internal energy. How are you managing that?" Tang Yeon-Jin continues. "I once asked one of the warriors for a manual on eye techniques," Yeon-Myeong replies. "There were piercing sky eyes and current flow eyes, but I recommended piercing sky eyes as current flow eyes was incomplete," Tang Yeon-Jin continues. Hearing that, Yeon-Myeong instantly replies, "I don't think you don't need to worry about that anymore, because I have mastered current flow eyes." Stunned by the reply, Tang Yeon-Jin speaks in his mind. He has mastered current flow eyes? It's one of the oldest eye techniques of the Tang family, yet it's in an incomplete state. But how did he manage to do that? Although the essence was missing, I could tell this technique was part of the ascendant martial arts. Using current flow eyes, when I throw weapons through the trajectory I see, I can shoot them precisely at the desired point with minimal internal energy. Yeon-Myeong explains further. Used to such surprises, Tang Yeon-Myeong says, "Nothing surprises me anymore. It's about time to tell you. In 2 months, kids from your team will come here, and they will undergo the same test under the same conditions as you. The truth is, they've already proven they have the skills to take the next test." Tang Yeon-Myeong continues. "They said they'd return more polished." Tang Yeon-Myeong concludes. "Is that so? It's good for them though." Yeon-Myeong responds. "I'm excited to see how strong those friends have become." He continues while walking away from the training ground. Should I tell him? Was he worried about his teammates? Whether those kids use anything for training, I guess it doesn't matter. Tang Yeon-Myeong wonders. Fate. In my past life, my only connection was my master, the sword ghost. Now, despite my origins and actions, connections are forming, which could be considered part of an ordinary life, right? For some reason, I want to see them soon. Yeon-Myeong thinks about his previous life. Back in the cave where the 3 participants took shelter. With a grim expression. "You ate all of it, you fat pig." Tang Yeon-Myeong angrily shouts towards Tang Yuri. "Let's stop here. In 2 months, we'll be in the manor with Yeon-Myeong." Ijin joins the conversation. Became angrier. Tang Yeon-Myeong responds. "Can you just stop talking about that bastard?" Time flies and it's already been 2 months. It's time for the rest of the participants to join Yeon-Myeong in the manor. Highly determined, Tang Yeon-Myeong says, "On the first day of training, we were just novices. But now we have attained a completely different level of power than before. Thinking of meeting Yeon-Myeong again. I'm actually excited. I'll split his head in half." She continues. With a scary expression, the 3 of them say, "Down with Yeon-Myeong. Victory for the 7th team." And they group have arrived in front of the manor. With such a grumpy face, Tang Yeon-Myeong shouts, "Tang Yeon-Myeong, come out right now." But after waiting a while, there was no response. It was strangely quiet. Tang Yeon-Myeong wonders aloud. Why is it so quiet? Did he run away? Ha ha ha. Clutching her fist, Tang Yuri adds, "Too bad. I wanted to smash his head." She joins in with a similar sentiment. Realizing that only 2 of them were raging and shouting, Tang Yeon-Myeong turns her head toward Ijin, who is standing at the back. To her surprise, she finds Tang Yeon-Myeong standing there next to her. They are both stunned, their jaws dropping in disbelief. With a relaxed expression, Yeon-Myeong says, "I was hiding to surprise you. What were you going to do with my head again?" The shock on their faces is evident as they try to process what just happened. "What are you doing? Did Cat got your tongue?" Yeon-Myeong teased both of them. "Weren't you talking about smashing my heads and going to split it in 2? Won't you show me the results of half a year's training? Or shall I attack first?" He continued, a mischievous glint in his eyes. "No way. We were just joking. It was all a joke." They both quickly responded, trying to backtrack. With the unexpected event happening, Tang Yeon-Myeong pondered, how could we didn't even notice him before turning around? Living in the forest has sharpened our senses. But is this the difference between us? She continued, contemplating the situation. "Oh my God. Look at that face." Startled with her own thoughts, she snapped. What am I thinking? Is it because I've only seen animals in the forest until now?" While hugging his 2 friends, "Don't be too discouraged. Even from my perspective, you have become incomparably stronger than before. It's just that you seem less impressive because I'm here," Yeon-Myeong says with a teasing tone. It's a meeting room where the Jaegal clan's elders hold their meetings. "So everyone is gathered, I see," remarks the Jaegal elder as he acknowledges the presence of the other members. "Has it been 6 months? It's been so hard to even see your face nowadays," adds another elder. Taking his seat, Jeonju, also known as Jaegal Chongsin, suggests, "We don't have all day long. Shall we get straight to the point? Was there anyone of note in your group?" He continues, addressing the others. One participant stands out. Participant number 2 has shown a notable growth rate compared to others. One of the elders speaks up, explaining his condition. Rather than a will to become stronger or survive, it seems she's burning with immense hostility towards someone, and is feeding on that emotion. He elaborates. If we're discussing potential winners, we can't ignore participant number 10, who passed the warrior's test in just a month, adds another elder. As the discussion continues among the elders, Jaegal Chongsin dwells on his own thoughts. Participants number 2 and 10 have certainly stood out, but after seeing number 28, they seem quite ordinary. Jaegal Chongsin, his expression grave, addresses the Council of Elders with a tone of caution laced with concern. Recounting his observations of participant number 28, he reveals the remarkable skills the individual possesses, stirring both surprise and apprehension among the assembly. It was surprising enough that he broke out of the formation, but when I spied on his training later, I was utterly shocked. Jaegal Chongsin continues. He demonstrated skills that even skilled masters couldn't perform. However, recruiting participant number 28 is too risky. He seems to have noticed my scheming. Jianju, you look very troubled. Are you all right? One of the elders interjects, sensing Jaegal Chongsin's unease. Startled, Jaegal Chongsin speaks in his mind. It's probably better not to bring it up. It's nothing. I tried to find someone from my group, but I found nothing. He replies to the elder. My group didn't have anyone particularly outstanding. Hearing about number 2 just piqued my interest. How about we recruiting number 2? I'll introduce her to my nephew. I heard number 2 has a disfigured face from a facial injury. It shouldn't be hard to shake the heart of such a child. If we help this child win the competition and become the young clan leader, and then engage her with my niece, our Jaegal family will officially become the external family of the Tang family head. He continues, outlining his strategic maneuver. This will grant us authority to intervene in Tang family affairs, by increasing our influence in the Tang family and securing interests. Eventually, we'll merge the Tang family with our main house. This is why we supported the Tang family's competition. Jaegal Chongsin elaborates, revealing the depth of his calculated plans. Throughout his discourse, Jaegal Chongsin's demeanor remains composed yet calculating, revealing a mind adept at navigating the intricate webs of political intrigue and familial power dynamics. Well, it seems we've roughly concluded, so let's end the meeting here. Jaegal Chongsin concluded with a tone that hinted at finality, though his mind was already plotting the next move. As he exited the meeting room, his thoughts churned with calculated schemes. Number 28 is too valuable to lose. If he survives the competition, let's tempt him with revenge. Adopting him as a son and offering him family's young clan the position of Jegal leader. He mused, envisioning the strategic advantage such a maneuver could bring. Meanwhile, back in the manor where the participants reside, Tang Yeon-Myeong reflects on their intensified training regimen. Living in the manor, we have doubled down on our training. Although the training has doubled, nothing can match the comfort of a good night's sleep. She muses to herself. Turning her attention to her companions, Tang Yeon-Myeong inquires, Ijin and Yeon-Myeong went to the lab today, right? Her query met with confirmation from Tang Yuri, who remarks, yeah. Ijin stormed in there grinding his teeth, adding a note of tension to the conversation. She was entering with vowing to kill in her eyes. Tang Yuri continues, prompting Tang Yeon-Myeong to express concern. Is that okay? Ijin is the best in poison making after all. Meanwhile, inside the lab where Ijin and Yeon-Myeong are, this can't be ignored. Can it? What are you doing now? She continues, her attention fixed on her experiment. Yet, before she can react, Yeon-Myeong surprises her by swiftly ingesting the poison she prepared. Caught off guard, Ijin panics, shouting, Why did you drink that? You maniac! Spit it out. I said spit it out, you bastard. As panic sets in, Yeon-Myeong remains composed, prompting Ijin's frantic inquiry. Wait, is the poison taking effect already? No way. Even I'm the one who made it. It's way too fast. With calm demeanor, Tang Yeon-Myeong interjects. Hey, why do you keep shaking the person's body like that? Undeterred, Yeon-Myeong questions the potency of the poison, remarking, This poison weaker than expected. Are you sure that you did your best? Incredulously responds. Ijin said, What are you talking about? That's a poison that could melt even your insides in no time. But why are you still okay? In a moment of playful banter, Yeon-Myeong suggests, well, I think there is only one question then. Maybe your poison is just subpar. Error. Now wait. Why isn't he dying? Seems like it's not working for some reason. Ejian frustratedly exclaimed, her confidence shaken. It's a total humiliation. Don't drink my poison as if it's a booze. She continued, her agitation evident in her voice. Do you have more? It doesn't affect me at all. Yeon-Myeong remarked coolly, his demeanor unaffected by the poison. I got nothing left to feed you, you bastard. Damn. Why isn't it working? Are you immune to all poisons or what? Ejian retorted, her frustration escalating. While Ejian grappled with her emotions, Yeon-Myeong contemplated inwardly. It's a bit different from being immune to all poisons. It's the Tang family's core technique, the poison refining madness. It's strange that someone who works with poisons could become poisoned themselves. If we are named Master of Poisons, shouldn't I be able to control even the poisons that enter me? He mused aloud. As expected, the poisons that entered my body were transformed into internal energy and accumulated within me. Within the threshold, poisons become no different from an elixir for me. However, this is also a state that can only be achieved through profound realization. Those who only think of poison as a weapon can't just listen to explanations and try it themselves. Yeon-Myeong continued, his tone thoughtful. I have no personal grudge against Black Death Alliance, but since they've divided Sichuan City, they can't be ignored. The leader, Death Alliance, is called a genius of the era who has destroyed 3 of the 9 factions. If I were my former self, I could easily confront him, but I'm not there yet, he continued, his words laden with implications of the challenges ahead. To live as a human with a normal life that I dreamed of, I need to become as strong as I was in my previous life. If Ijin could make a poison several times stronger than now, he concluded, his determination evident. If only I could create the Tang family's 10 poisons, Ijin lamented. The Tang family's 10 poisons? What's that? Yeon-Myeong inquired. You claim to be the blood of the previous clan patriarch, and yet what do you actually know? How could you have no idea about the Tang family's 10 poison? Ejian retorted sharply before explaining. It refers to the 10 strongest poisons passed down from our ancestors. From the first poison to the 10th, the higher the number, the stronger the poison, but most of their formulas have been lost to time. The 10th poison was so potent that even masters of the Transcendent level were affected. The remaining 10th poisons are managed and divided among the elders. Ejian concluded, her words laden with a sense of reverence. Hearing Ejian's explanation, Yeon-Myeong's expression turned contemplative. Even masters of the Transcendent level, capable of undergoing transformation, couldn't handle it, right? It sounds like a poison worth coveting. So, Ejian, can't you just make the 10th poison for me? Yeon-Myeong inquired further. Are you deaf or what? How could just anyone make the 10th poison? Its formulas have been lost, you airhead. Ejian replied with a hint of frustration. It's a pity. It's because your poisons don't even give me a sensation anymore. Yeon-Myeong remarked, his tone tinged with disappointment. Anyway, it was not something to be taken lightly. The 10th poison is so dangerous its use is normally forbidden. It's not your ordinary poison that you easily get just because you want it, even if you wouldn't survive drinking it, Ejian explained, her voice grave. Meanwhile, in the darkness of the woods inside the formation where the tournament was held, another event unfolded. As the pain racked his body, a man questioned, You wench, what have you done to me? With a stern countenance, the girl known as Tang Yeon-Myeong grabbed by the collar and retorted, Want to say that again? What's wrong with my face? His words choked by agony. He tried his best. The man attempted to charge towards Tang Yeon-Myeong with murderous intent, but his body crumbled before he could reach her. It was a grim reminder of the unforgiving nature of battle and the merciless power of the Tang family's legacy. As she gazed upon the remnants of her fallen opponent, Tang Yeon-Myeong remarked, He was incinerated to ashes in an instant? To think the power of the poison given by my grandfather is this intense. This is great. This is the Tang family's 10 poisons, she declared with a mixture of awe and determination. As she stood amidst the aftermath of battle, her eyes gleamed with a newfound sense of purpose. The revelation of the true power of the Tang family's techniques had ignited a fire within her, driving her to push herself further, to unlock even greater depths of strength and skill. With a burning rage fueling her, Tang Yeon-Myeong vowed, The pain I experienced that day, it's unforgettable. This rage and pain, I'll keep restraining it, and I'll make sure to torment you plenty in the poison match. Her voice echoed with a fierce determination, marking her resolve to harness her newfound power and seek vengeance. In the yard of the manor where the participants reside, the instructors and the participants gathered. A year has passed since you began training for the competition, declared Tang Yeon-Myeong, the instructor. You've been refining your martial arts and making up for your weaknesses, but now the real challenge begins, he remarked. Now we will decide on a team leader, he continued, prompting curious looks from Tang Yuri and Tang Yeon-Myeong. Yes, for now we'll appoint a temporary leader, but by the 3rd year of the competition, you will officially elect a team leader, Tang Yeon-Myeong elaborated. And the leader of each team will represent them in the Gu Poison match. It's a life or death battle, so it's best if the most outstanding participant becomes the team leader, he continued, explaining the high stakes. Not all participants go to the Gu Poison match? Tang Yuri inquired. Well, based on achievements, obviously participant 28, Tang Yeon-Myeong, will be elected, Tang Yeon-Myeong added, acknowledging Yeon-Myeong's prowess. Practically, you're not just a team leader, but also a leading contender, Tang Yeon said, recognizing Yeon-Myeong's significance. But remember, for now he's just a temporary team leader. So, is there any objection to anyone if number 28 becomes the team leader? Tang Yeon-Myeong inquired, seeking consensus. Do you get it? Number 28, step forward, he ordered, extending a wooden box toward Yeon-Myeong. Take this, Tang Yeon-Myeong said as he handed the box to Yeon-Myeong. What is this? Yeon-Myeong asked, curious about the contents. It's the Tang family's elixir. It's called Heavenly Heart Pill, Tang Yeon-Myeong replied, explaining its significance. Heavenly Heart Pill, an elixir made from brewing the root of 100-year-old ginseng that significantly increases internal energy depending on the user's level, he elaborated. Seeing such a precious elixir handed to Yeon-Myeong, the 3 other participants expressed their surprise and concern in unison. Why give such a precious thing to Yeon-Myeong? It's a privilege given to the person becoming the team leader. The Tang family has high expectations for you all, Tang Yeon-Myeong explained, emphasizing its importance. While giving the explanation, Tang Yeon-Myeong pondered inwardly. Especially for you, Tang Yeon-Myeong. I have high expectations for you. By taking the Heavenly Heart Pill, you will experience something different, Tang Yeon-Myeong said, highlighting its transformative effects. Right after the explanation ended, Yeon-Myeong responded, Anything else? Can't I receive something other than this? I don't need an elixir. I need something else, he continued, surprising the others with his request. Hearing such a response, Aijin was annoyed and responded, Here he goes again. Do you know how much that's worth? Tang Yuri added. If you won't eat it, then just give it to me, man, Tang Yeon-Myeong said, expressing frustration. Startled by the response, Tang Yeon-Myeong wondered. Refusing an elixir seems unlikely unless one's internal energy won't increase from it. He tried to maintain his composure and said, Then tell me, what do you want? A potent poison, the most potent one. Yeon-Myeong quickly replied, surprising everyone with his request. The strongest among them. I want the Tang family's 10th poisons, he continued, showing his determination. And after a while, the participants gathered in a room. So, what is this all you've brought? Tang Yeon-Myeong questioned, inspecting the weapons. They're all just weapons? Is this all? Where's the elixir? She asked further. I wanted the Tang family's 10 poisons but couldn't get them, so I took these instead, Yeon-Myeong replied, explaining his choice. Hearing such a lame reason, Tang Yeon-Myeong was annoyed and said, You should have brought the elixir with you, you fool. If Yeon-Myeong has made that choice, we should respect it. Aijin tried to calm the situation. The elders will be pleased to have saved a Heavenly Heart Pill, she added. A few hours earlier, while handing out the wooden box, Tang Yeon-Myeong said, Here, the weapons you requested. Are you sure these are enough instead of the heavenly heart pill? He inquired. I regret that it's not a potent poison, but I think this all will be okay. Yeon-Myeong responded. You're the only one who would ask for poison instead of an elixir, Tang Yeon-Myeong remarked. Do you need anything else? Feel free to tell me. He continued. I'm good with this. This is sufficient, Yeon-Myeong remarked. And I do have one question, he continued. What is it? Tang Yeon-Myeong responded. What are you planning to do with the heavenly heart pill? Yeon-Myeong inquired. I should return it to Medicine King Hall. But did you change your mind? Tang Yeon-Myeong responded. Not really, just got an interesting idea, Yeon-Myeong replied. That is, if the team members combine forces to defeat the temporary team leader, we agreed to re-elect a team leader and reward them with the heavenly heart pill, he elaborated. Hearing such an idea, Tang Yeon-Myeong said, That's a good idea. It should be enough motivation, and since it's an investment for the future of the Tang family, there's no need to hold back. So feel free to challenge me anytime you want, Yeon-Myeong declared. The deadline is before the start of the goo poison match. Just do your best to defeat me before the deadline. He continued. Right after Yeon-Myeong gave his explanation, with an enthusiastic tone, Tang Yeon-Myeong said, Bring out the shurikens. You're done for, Tang Yeon-Myeong, Tang Yuri added. Seeing how his team responded, Yeon-Myeong pondered, Look at them, but they shouldn't expect me to comply. If I become the young clan leader, I'll ensure everyone gets a heavenly heart pill. Not long after, someone shouted from outside the room, Tang Yeon-Myeong, come out now. It was the voice of someone who was going to challenge Tang Yeon-Myeong. Looks like I need to sort out the pecking order, Tang Yeon-Myeong wondered. Just hurry up, you bastard, the challenger shouted excitedly. In the training ground where the participants spar and test their skills, Tang Yeon groaned as she lay down, feeling defeated. How many times have you lost now? About 173 times? Tang Yeon-Myeong mocked her, his confidence apparent. Doesn't he ever get tired? There's not even a slight disturbance in his breathing, Tang Yeon-Myeong remarked, impressed by Yeon-Myeong's stamina. It's been more than just a day or two, right? I gave up a long time ago, Tang Yuri added, expressing resignation. These days, regardless of the competition or whatever, I just live to see Yeon-Myeong's face, she continued, hinting at her admiration for him. There's indeed a fun element to watching, Tang Yeon-Myeong agreed, finding amusement in the situation. Will you accept defeat? Tang Yeon-Myeong asked, extending his hand toward Ijin, his demeanor confident. I'm going to take the young clan leader position, he continued, asserting his ambition. Man, we haven't even met other teams yet, but I can't even imagine you losing, Ijin remarked, acknowledging Yeon-Myeong's strength. You won't ignore us once you're the young clan leader, will you? She added. Everyone has grown tremendously over the past year. Thus, participant number 28 is formally appointed as the team leader, Tang Yeon-Myeong announced, recognizing Yeon-Myeong's leadership. Tomorrow, the actual goo poison match begins. Make your final preparations, he continued, emphasizing the importance of readiness. Yes, understood, Yeon-Myeong responded, accepting the responsibility. 3 years have passed since we started training for the competition, Tang Yeon-Myeong remarked, reflecting on their journey. In other teams, there were withdrawals due to disqualification and even deaths compared to them, he continued, acknowledging the challenges they faced. All members of our 7th team are safe and have achieved growth comparable to our Bangui brigade, so take pride in that. I've warned about the goo poison match several times, but I'll warn you one last time. Until now, the use of poison in sparring was prohibited, but in the goo poison match, the use of extreme poisons except for the 10 poisons is allowed, he elaborated, highlighting the seriousness of the upcoming challenge. The goo poison match is a competition where individuals employ their deadliest means. Maximize your capabilities, participant number 28. He concluded, urging Yeon-Myeong to excel. Handing a pouch bag containing various poisons, Aijin said, "Here, the poisons you requested. Remember, a single drop of this can be lethal. The ocular poison is ineffective unless applied directly to the eyes. As for the 9 sickness powder," she elaborated, cautioning him about their potency. "All right, that's all for the poison instructions. Honestly, I'm not too worried, but can you promise that you will win?" Aijin inquired, seeking reassurance. With a relaxed manner, Yeon-Myeong said, "Yes, I promise. The only ones who could have harmed me by the end of the competition are you guys," he continued, his confidence unwavering. Heading toward the portal, Yeon-Myeong bid farewell to his comrades. Meanwhile, in another area within the formation, Tang Yeon-Myeong stood sternly, her resolve evident. "Finally, the day of the goo poison match has come," she said to herself, ready for the challenge ahead. "Lucky me, with the 10 poisons my grandfather prepared, and now I have my new ally," she continued, hinting at her strategic advantage. Recalling her conversation with Jae-gal Chong-sin, she remembered his proposal to assist her in the match. "You must be aware that the goo poison match arena is arranged with our family's formation," he had said, outlining their advantage. "You're basically saying you want to use me as a backer to intervene in Tang family matters?" she had questioned, skeptical of his intentions. "Just tell me what you want," he had concluded, seeking her cooperation. Back in the present, Tang Yeon-Myeong reaffirmed her determination. "I've been waiting and enduring for these 3 years just for this day," she declared. "Now I'll kill you and take back the life I lost," she concluded, her resolve unwavering. Meanwhile, in another place within the formation ground, someone holding a blood-stained sword expressed disappointment. "I expected much from the Tang family's strongest military force," he lamented. "Were they all just talk? I wasted my 3 years just mingling," he added, feeling let down by the lack of challenge. After eliminating all of the instructors and the participants, he walked toward the gate that led into the area of the goo poison match and said, "I wish there will be some interesting ones inside," anticipating more worthy adversaries. Yet in another place, Yeon-Myeong arrived at a hill, his anticipation evident. "It's a perfect day for someone to die," he remarked, his determination clear. And now, with all the candidates in the area, the goo poison match officially begins. Scanning the vast surroundings of the goo poison match area, Yeon-Myeong remarked, "This is the place for the goo poison match? It's vast. It would take a while to encounter anyone," he observed, taking in the expansive terrain. Meanwhile, as Yeon-Myeong surveyed the area, he noticed someone eyeing him from outside the formation. The observer noted, as expected, from the 7th group, number 28 has appeared. "The more I see, the more I feel his potential is being wasted. But since the Jegal family has made their choice, I need to eliminate him quickly before any variables," the observer continued, strategizing his next move. What is this? It feels like our eyes are meeting." The guy was startled by the unexpected connection. But how could that be? Piercing within so many layers through to reality of formations is... He attempted to comprehend the situation but was interrupted as the connection to the inside of the formation was disrupted. Simply waving his hand, Yeon-Myeong remarked, "I felt an unpleasant gaze. Was it the Jegal family?" Recalling Tang Wonjin's warning about interference in the match, Yeon-Myeong pondered, "In the goo poison match, no one except the participants should interfere. But I heard they've been meddling since the start of the competition. Now even in the goo poison match? Whatever they're planning, let them try whatever they want," he concluded, resolved to focus on the match. In the room where the mysterious guy did his surveillance, he couldn't believe what just transpired. Pondering inwardly, he reflected, "I was surrounded by several layers of formations, and yet he recognized me? If I hadn't quickly withdrawn my true sight I involved in the world of formations, I would have been blinded," he realized, acknowledging the danger of the situation. Moreover, his swordsmanship cut through the space of the formations, reaching its essence. "I've never seen such a level of swordsmanship in my life," he admitted, recognizing Yeon-Myeong's exceptional skill. This guy is not someone we can handle. If he notices our intentions, he'll surely seek revenge. We must stop number 28 by any means necessary, he resolved, understanding the gravity of the situation. Meanwhile, in another area inside the formation, Tang Yeon found herself running for her life, her body battered and bloodied. Desperate and terrified, she lamented, "How did it come to this? I don't want to die." But then that guy suddenly appeared, she recalled, the horror of the encounter still fresh in her mind. "Whoever I meet, I'll just surrender to anyone," she declared, determined to survive at any cost. Tang Yeon, her mind fraught with fear and desperation, continued to lament her unfortunate situation. "I just wanted to achieve a decent result and join the force, and provide for my impoverished parents. Why did it turn out like this? I never wanted the young clan leader position," she cried out, overwhelmed by the unfolding events. "I planned to agree to surrender and withdraw by mutual agreement," she confessed, her voice trembling with regret. "But then that guy suddenly appeared," she remarked, recalling the terror of encountering her assailant. "Forget surrender or whatever. His goal was just to kill us," she realized, her hope for a peaceful resolution shattered by the merciless attacker. "Whoever I meet, I'll just surrender to anyone. The team leaders from other groups might still be alive, right?" she mumbled to herself, clinging to a sliver of hope amidst the chaos. As she contemplated her escape, Tang Yeon, known for his brutality, appeared behind her. Holding the heads of his victims, he taunted, "You were talking big, but you didn't last long, did you?" he sneered, reveling in his victim's fear. "Why are you going this far? We don't need to do this. We are all from the Tang family," Tang Yeon pleaded, hoping for mercy. "So what? I never once thought of myself as a person of the Sichuan Tang family," Tang Yeon coldly responded, embodying his ruthless nature. Meanwhile, in where Yeon-Myeong at, a cave, just what I needed. No human presence means no risk of being found by someone, Yeon-Myeong remarked. "There's nothing that particularly alerts my senses. Let's quickly ascend to the transcendent level here," he said to himself. "Now is the time. My body has grown, so there shouldn't be any side effects from reaching transcendent," he continued. "There are two conditions for reaching transcendent enlightenment, and the internal energy to open the I'm poison meridians," he remarked. "With my past life experiences, I've practically enlightened. Already attained. My internal energy has also steadily increased thanks to the poison created by Ijin. So all preparations were already complete," he continued. "I destroy the barriers I had placed on my meridians and poison meridians, releasing the accumulated poison, refining madness. My internal energy bursts out with explosive force," he continued. "Normally, martial artists experience tremendous pain during this process. Joints break and reattach countless times, literally rebirthing into a new body. Having experienced this in a previous life, the second time isn't difficult," he remarked. "It was wise to regularly cleanse the meridians of impurities. If impurities had remained during the shedding process, it would have been troublesome," he concluded, his understanding of the process evident in his meticulous preparations. "Can't go into battle wearing clothes that smell of filth," Yeon-Myeong remarked to himself as he adjusted his attire, ensuring cleanliness before the impending test of his newfound power. "It's just the beginning, but not bad. Let's test it out, shall we?" he continued, his tone reflecting a blend of curiosity and confidence. Since maintaining a clean and healthy body has been a priority even before participating in the goo poison match, there are few noticeable physical changes, he remarked, noting the subtle shifts brought about by his preparations. However, indeed, the efficiency of the internal energy isn't bad, he concluded, satisfied with his initial assessment. "Shall we start moving properly now?" he questioned, his readiness evident in his demeanor as he prepared to put his abilities to the test. Meanwhile, elsewhere within the formation, Tang Guklin's impatience was palpable as he questioned his opponent. This is boring. What have you been doing for 3 years? He prodded, his tone tinged with frustration. Recognizing the formidable strength of his companion, Tang Yeon-Myeong pondered inwardly. Damn, of all the people to meet in the goo poison match, it had to be this guy, he remarked to himself, his thoughts consumed by the daunting challenge before him. An orphan, but raised like his own grandson by the Grand Elder. Tang Guklin, Yeon-Myeong continued, acknowledging his opponent's formidable reputation. As the rumors said, he is monstrously strong. I thought I had a chance if I struck first, but couldn't even touch his collar and ended up like this, he reflected, his frustration evident in his recounting of their encounter. Darn, I'm really going to die. Why am I thinking of that guy now? He wondered, his mind grappling with the harsh reality of his situation. Seeing the change in his opponent's expression, Tang Guklin pressed further, probing for any hidden advantage his adversary might possess. Why are you laughing in this situation? Got something hidden? He inquired, his tone sharp with suspicion. Quickly composing himself, Tang Yeon-Myeong responded with a veiled threat. Heh, no way. I just thought of someone scarier than you, he retorted, his words masking his true concerns. That's a bit insulting, isn't it? Tang Guklin questioned, his gaze narrowing as he assessed his opponent's intentions. Then I'll have to make myself even scarier. Want me to share something? I'm actually a spy for the Black Death Alliance, he declared, his words laced with deceit. Caught off guard by the revelation, Tang Yeon-Myeong struggled to comprehend the gravity of the situation. Are you for real? What are you saying? He demanded, his voice betraying his disbelief. With a solemn expression, Tang Guklin delivered his response. Now that you know my identity, I can't leave you alive, can I? He remarked. As Tang Guklin prepared his final attack, he revealed his identity with a sense of impending doom. You're going to die soon anyway, but I'll tell you my name. I'm from the Great Darkness Silent Sword Sect. My name is Mak Injuk, he declared, his words laden with gravity. Meanwhile, Tang Guklin's senses remained in disarray as he grappled with his sudden immobilization. What's happening? My body won't move, he wondered inwardly, his mind scrambling for an explanation. Recognizing his opponent, Yeon-Myeong extended a greeting. You're Yeon-Myeong, right? Nice to see you. Have you healed from the last time you faced me? He continued, his tone cordial despite the circumstances. Confusion etched across Yeon-Myeong's face as he struggled to reconcile the situation. What? Who are you? He questioned, his uncertainty palpable.